It's about 10 o'clock in the morning here on Friday, September 5th. I have ultra awesome good news. We're opening the restaurant probably on Friday the 12th. It's probably going to be a few days after you see this video. I'll just keep announcing the restaurant on my channel here. These are my male dogs. They grew up together, but apparently they're in that awkward teenage phase. So anyway, come on, let's stop it. Okay. All right, nobody wants to. I wanted to show you this. This is a piece of goatweed. My dog wrapped the chain around it and got stuck. So in the effort to get him out of the chain, I pulled it out of the ground. And the reason why I pulled it out and looked at it, and I'm like, this is very interesting. Number one, it's like the biggest piece of goatweed I've seen. Let me put my glove down here. I don't think I've seen goatweed this big before. Like, that stalk is almost an inch thick, I'd say. And it's pretty tall. Let me just kind of set it on the ground. Get a feel for how tall it is. Probably, I don't know, 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall. You know, but what really impressed me was this side. I was like, what in the world? How did that thing get that big? With roots that barely even go 6 inches deep, maybe a foot deep max. You can see this root kind of shot off to the side. But the roots are not going very deep at all, right? And so I believe one of the reasons why I have goatweed this year, last year was a pretty good year for not having goatweed, but one of the reasons why the goatweed's everywhere. Hey, would you all calm down, please? Okay, here, you got your ear. Okay, calm down. I don't know what that dog is trying to pull. Maybe he thinks he's better than you. That's probably going to start a fight. Well, will you stop? Will you stop it? Okay, I know you guys like to fight. That's what you're supposed to do, is fight coyotes and snakes and stuff like that. All right, all right. All right, I'm going to move away. There's food there. He thinks he owns the food. All right. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, here's a piece of goatweed. Boop. Look at that, roots. Barely any penetration in the ground at all. Okay. And let's just grab another one here. Let's go to a thicker part of the goatweed here. I talk about this stuff because, you know, I think about it all the time. Like, sometimes I'll stay up late at night in bed just thinking about goatweed. You know. And I'm trying to do the scientific thing, which is like, what does it actually do, and how can I observe and measure what it does? Let's go in the middle here. It's this one here. Yeah, same root depth. You know. Let's try another one. This one. Boom, same root depth. So I'm thinking the reason why I have goatweed this year, I didn't have so much last year, is simply because I got rain. The goatweed can't go very deep in my pasture, and so it's scrounging for water at the surface. And if it doesn't rain for a long enough period of time, the goatweed just dies. You can see how this guy died. You know, barely any roots at all. Did I break the root off? Did I break it off? I don't think I did. Barely any roots. And so that's what's going on, is the goatweed is just competing for water, but it can't compete with the grass, you know. So I had a feeling or a thought, maybe I'm a failure because I have so much goatweed and it's never going to go away. But, you know, to be honest, the areas with lots of goatweed have more grass than the areas without. I mean, there's a couple spots where there's no goatweed and there's wonderful grass. But, you know, it looks like the goatweed doesn't like the shade for whatever reason. Maybe it doesn't mind the shade, it's just something else is growing stronger than it can grow. But in the sunny spots, you know, look at this. So here the grass kind of dries out a little bit in this area, and then there's goatweed. You know, I'm going to do some more soil samples. That's my goal. Next year, maybe this year, I'll do some soil samples. And I'll just go target problem spots and say, what is going on? You know, like try to understand what those problem spots represent. So rather than try to survey the entire pasture, I'm gonna like keep track of which bag is which and where it came from. Maybe even put a stake in the ground where I dug the hole and look at the results and go over it with you guys. Maybe you guys have opinions too. You know, maybe it's too acidic. Maybe there's not enough nitrogen. Look at all these sheep. You guys are beautiful. Look at all these sheep. Just lounging around. There was a lamb in that tree stump there. I'm going to move them this evening. So I'll probably take a film of that. But they were here, I think, on Sundays when I moved them in. 200-foot wide road. I was worried that there wasn't going to be enough forage, but then I think it rained or something. Next thing I know, there's a bunch of forage. So my cows are doing just fine. Normally this time of year, they start to thin out a little bit. They start to lose a little condition. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing their condition is just fine. The Longhorns, the Corriente, they never really put on condition to begin with. I get the sense that I could feed them all day long on forage, and they won't get much fatter. But the other ones, they get fat, and then they get thin in the winter a little bit. Of course, number 10, the half Brahman, half Angus, she doesn't care if it's a drought. I don't know what she's eating, but she's getting fat even when nothing's growing. So anyway, I got to start planning out the rotation for next year and the rest of the year here. So guys, you have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.